Well, good morning for those of you who have made it here this morning, and welcome to EXP Explained APAC. But more specifically, this morning we're going to be speaking about New Zealand. So, EXP Realty is the most agent centric brokerage across the planet. And that is very much our goal, our ethos. And Glenn Sanford, being the founding CEO of the company, this really drew me in for those of you who are listening. For somebody's entire existence and reason to bring about this amazing company, but to have the idea of being the most agent centric business across the planet, for me, that was huge. I always look at the leadership, who is really behind the curtain. And here we collaborate, we have amazing technology, we have a hugely supportive community. 40% of my all of my own business that I do comes from within the EXP ethos, as I call it. And the freedom that I've got to experience here with having my own brand, with deciding what my commissions are, what my business looks like, and most certainly how I run all of that. And it's just amazing to be independent, but certainly never lonely. So as you can see here on the screen, we've got thousands of communities. We're now actually in 26 countries. So we've added another 2 countries since this was done, being Turkey and Peru as our 2 new countries. So sensational growth across the entire globe. And when I first saw this, over 80,000 people couldn't be wrong, in my humble opinion. So, visionary leadership, I've already brought up Glenn. Glenn had a background of technology. He went into real estate. And again, this very kind soul thought about us, you and me, at the forefront of the business. Again, he recognized that the business usually owns the person and not the other way around. And most real estate agents don't have a path to retirement. None of us want to be working when we're 80. And so, thank you, Glenn, for bringing about EXP Realty, for all the hard work and effort that's gone into building this amazing company. And congratulations on all the success. Now, we don't talk about their agents, we talk about our business partners. It's just vastly different here how you are treated, and the service expectation. So I often say to people here at EXP, we have flipped everything. So you become a business partner, not an employee. You have a seat at the table. You are heard. You are valued. And we are here, these 3 people, and a huge amount of other people too, to be in service of you. And for me, hearing those words was something I'd been searching for a really long time. So myself as assistance or service, if you will, for these 2 beautiful human beings standing next to me, Carl McNulty, head of country across in New Zealand, and Chris Jansen, head of country in Australia. So, as I sort of said before, there were certainly challenges, no path to retirement. We're still listing and selling when we're 80. Um, there's high turnovers, there is high overheads, and obviously we know that burnout is super common within the industry. And therein lies the opportunity or the solution for a sustainable, long term career. This is an infinite business. It is a business where you can continue and continue and continue to grow. There is no cap on your growth. You are a business owner. Every single agent at EXP that has partnered their business with EXP is a business owner, and they are given shares in the business simply when they list and sell real estate. And then when they choose to grow a team and help other people be successful as well. It's huge. And if you've looked at some of the other videos, I've very much been waiting my entire real estate career for something like this to come about. So here are the equity opportunities. We have a revenue share model. What that means is instead of the profit just going into the business and staying in the business, the profit goes into the business, and then 40% plus a little bit more of what you are paying into the business goes back out to the people who are growing the business and helping others to be successful. What that means for me personally is that I don't have a pressure cooker of listing and selling every single month. And that pays my mortgage. So for me, that's huge. And it's certainly something that I never see myself leaving and only continuing to grow in partnership with this amazing company. We've got equity programs. So you can earn stock in different ways, anywhere from becoming an icon agent. So you're writing 750K GCI within a 12-month period and settling those properties. And look, the top percentage of real estate agents are very much doing that. That basically means that up to $21,000 worth of shares you would get back. That's for an icon agent. Agents also have the ability to put 5% of every commission into shares, hence really growing that portfolio in the background. And of course, as I've already said, you will earn shares when you do your first transaction, you'll earn shares when you cap, and you'll earn shares when you introduce somebody else and help them to be successful and they do their first transaction as well. So the whole company really is very smartly set up so that everybody is incentivized to help each other and collaborate together. And that's something that I have never seen nor been a part of. So for me, it's really phenomenal. Just as a matter of fact, revenue share that was paid out was worth 200 million US dollars just in 2024 alone. Let that sink in. $200 million. So, for those that are listing and selling high amounts of property, it really is where the pros go to grow. You will start off on a 75% commission split. So, when you look at that, most people are on around 50%, some less, some a little bit more, but the average is around 50%. So you would already be giving yourself a 25% pay rise. This is how I saw it as an agent when I first looked at this. And then once I settle my first 140K of GCI. So I only ever pay 35K from my commissions into EXPNZ per annum. Once I've done that, that might take me 2 months, 3 months, might take me 6 months. It depends on how I want to run my business. But once I hit that, I then cap. I don't know any other company who has a cap, even if you're getting 90 to 95%. If you are still paying 5 to 10% on every single transaction, you need to look at what was paid out to others last year. When I talk to some people, it's $600,000. Why would you pay somebody $600,000 when you can pay 35? And what value adds are you getting for the other 600 or 550 plus rather? What is it that you're getting? Because that was the question that I asked myself. Where is that value add? So a lot of people here spend the majority of their calendar year on 100% of their own commission. So here you can be your own brand. You can have your own brand that is partnered with EXP. You can continue with your current branding. So if you're currently an independent agency, if you are a business owner, and you're looking at either getting out of a franchise and going out independently, maybe you're already independent, all you need to do is a little co-brand. So powered by EXP just sits in the little corner of your screen, like a little badge. And for me, it's really building my own brand with a super brand behind it. So we've got all the platforms that you need to grow and do current business. And as it says here, EXP really is your engine to do business. You get to choose the color, you get to choose how much business you write, what the commission structures are for that business. You don't have to consult anybody. Obviously, there are some branding guidelines. However, most things here are customizable. And so it is your global vehicle in order to not only do business locally, but you can also do business globally, and you can grow your team locally and globally too. And then, of course, you can sell 3 of your own properties per year without paying any commission. Now, you still do have to pay a transaction fee. That goes like without saying, because there's still work that goes on in the back end of that with trust accounts and contracts and so on. But I was talking to somebody else just the other day about this exactly, and they were looking at going with a well-known brand. Not only were they going to get 75%, but that was it. There was no 100%, there was no cap, it was forever sort of forking out. And if they wanted to sell any of their own property, get this, they got a discounted price from the business owner of 1.5% plus GST. Not here at EXP, because this is about being the most agent-centric business on the planet. Here's some other cool stuff though. Again, you're independent, but you're not lonely. So you have so much training and development available to you, both on a localized and global level, that it's almost ridiculous. Somebody said to me yesterday, oh, there's so much available to you that it's almost too much, and you've got to decide what it is that's going to work for you. And that really, it's dependent on your skill set level, your experience levels as well. There is absolutely something for everyone here. That I can promise. And that's from live webinars to like we're doing now, And again, these webinars are recorded and they're put into a library. And you know what? Even a step further, here at EXP, we really truly believe in abundance over scarcity. And you've heard me use the word collaboration a number of times here. We put our training out on YouTube so that even if you're not a partnered agent, you can still have access to some of this stuff. How good is that? No, there's no charge. No, there's no harassing or people calling you on the phone every 2 seconds. It's just simply helping other people to be successful. So we also have a virtual world where we hold meetings. We have big sessions. So we've got auditoriums, we've got smaller meeting rooms, we've got different offices there. And it's just a really cool place to meet. We've got all the share screens and things happening as well. You can, as you can see here, make yourself look like an avatar, and it's crazy because you actually feel like you're sitting there talking to the person because you can make the avatar look like the person does in real life, and you can hear their voice and you can see their chest moving like as their avatar is breathing. It's very, very real, but also still virtual. And it's a cool place to be, and do business together. So we are in the process at the moment of moving from Workplace to Slack. For those that don't know, Meta is actually discontinuing that product, unfortunately, because it's something that I love, Workplace. However, I have been informed that Slack Pro is just as good, if not better. So we're in the process of moving to that communication platform. And inside of this space, we have trainings, we have sales meetings, we have growth and training groups, everything and is available in there. And yes, Slack's going to be just as good, but it's really important that everybody has a tool for communication across the globe. So I need to be able to contact somebody in the USA or over in the UK or Canada, Peru, any of those different countries. I need to be able to do it and not from my mobile number to a mobile number. Of course, not everybody uses WhatsApp. So, right, EXP and Canva. Wow, what a powerful combination. What a powerful partnership. When you choose to partner with EXP, Canva Pro actually is a part of everything that you get. And if you don't know some of the new things that Canva Enterprise has just recently released, so they're now doing websites, and it's not just where you go to whip up a DL flyer anymore. It's everything. And even quite a lot of the apps that I have come to know and utilize may even be made redundant based on Canva's new release. So you can make obviously visual content, you can make videos, you can make flyers. We have brand kits and things in Canva as well. So when you actually do go to log in, you've already got a number of things sitting there. If you're in New Zealand, you'll also get an EXP NZ specific folder that has a lot of really cool stuff in it and templates that you're going to need anyway. You can just simply download that and then make it yours. Again, respect that not everybody knows the make it yours component. So, we often are assisting agents through that process and making sure that they've got everything that they need in order to do business, really. But it's a really powerful partnership, and I'm not sure that everybody gets Canva for free. Oh, here's the other cool thing, and this is not in here. Everybody needs to know this. If you are a capped or icon agent, they've just released this. It's amazing. If you're a capped or icon agent, you now get Fixer.ai for free. That sits in your backend apps, okay? And with that, what it actually does, look it up, is it starts drafting all your email responses. And then you can do this at the start and at the end of the day. You simply go in and ask something to be changed, or you can just send it. Um, Amazing. How much time would people save, do you think, not sending email responses, not paying someone else to send email responses? I truly think that this could save between half an hour to an hour a day. And when you look at that over the course of a 12-month period, that's a huge amount of time that you get back. And I believe that time is our biggest commodity. You can't make more of it. You can't buy more of it. You've only got the same amount of time as everybody else. And so it's critical how we choose to spend it. And answering emails for an hour a day probably isn't someone's best use of time. If they're a fantastic agent, that's a whole nother call session. That's 3 or 4 more appraisals. That's another potential listing. So that is major. We definitely need to put that in here. Just been released. So we've also got global co-working. So for those that really do want an office space, don't really want to pay separately for an office space, because you can do that too. Many people do. I work from home and completely virtually. That's my choice. I like it that way. But again, those that want that office space, we have a global co-working agreement with all of the Regus lounges. So wherever there is a Regus lounge, you are able to go in there, do your work, jump on the internet, do calls, make a coffee, whatever you need to do. If you need to have a specific meeting and you want a room, I think that there's a small charge for that and you get a discount on that. But this is everywhere across the globe. So you really do have a one-stop shop with EXP. So if you are interested in taking a look under the hood, head across to life@exp.co.nz. There is a treasure trove of information, okay? And link up with one of us. Come to myself, go to Carl, reach out to any of the agents. Everybody is approachable. And discover for yourself what the opportunity here is. Because I have truly been waiting my entire real estate career. Have you ever sat down and thought, surely someone's come up with a better way of doing this? Surely it doesn't have to be this hard. My answer for you is it doesn't. And yes, someone has. And yes, it's absolutely out there waiting for you. Your vehicle to do business your way with your branding and your colors, where you not only get all the opportunities that I've spoken about, but you truly own your own business.